Every time you scroll through your phone or stream a movie, do you ever stop to think about the environmental impact? It might surprise you to learn that the digital world consumes about 20% of global electricity, more than the entire aviation industry. That's right, our beloved technology is quietly contributing to climate change in ways many of us never consider. Here's a shocking fact: data centers, which store our online data, account for 2% of the world's total greenhouse gas emissions. That's equivalent to the emissions produced by more than 200 million cars. And yet, many of us feel that using technology is a green choice. In this article, we'll uncover the hidden environmental costs of our digital habits. We'll explore how our everyday actions, from streaming shows to using cloud storage, impact the planet. You'll discover practical strategies to minimize your digital footprint and make tech work for you, not against the environment. Are you ready to take control and make smarter choices in a tech-driven world? Let's dive in and find out how to achieve sustainable living while embracing the benefits of modern technology. The future of our planet depends on it. Chapter 1: The digital footprint you didn't know you had. Did you know that streaming just 1 hour of Netflix emits about 36 grams of CO2? Now, multiply that by the millions of people who binge-watch their favorite shows every day. It's surprising, right? Our digital habits seem harmless, but they have a very real environmental cost. According to a study by the Shift Project, global internet use in 2020 accounted for 4% of total CO2 emissions. That's more than the entire airline industry. But don't panic just yet. Reducing your digital footprint doesn't mean going off-grid. Start by adjusting your streaming habits. Lower the video quality when high definition isn't necessary. Cutting down on HD streaming alone can slash your digital carbon output by up to 80%. Next, consider deleting old emails and files from the cloud. All that data storage uses energy. Data centers consume around 2% of global electricity. Also, think about unplugging when not using devices. Did you know that electronics in standby mode account for 5–10% of household electricity use? Little actions like unplugging your devices can lead to big energy savings over time. Chapter 2: Green Tech Myths. Why it's not as simple as switching to renewable energy. Switching to renewable energy sources sounds like the perfect solution, right? But the reality is more complex. While wind turbines and solar panels are important tools in the fight against climate change, they're not as eco-friendly as they seem at first glance. For example, producing a single solar panel requires mining materials like silicon, silver, and rare earth metals. This process can result in significant environmental damage. One study from the National Renewable Energy Laboratory found that producing solar panels creates up to 5% of global industrial waste. And let's not forget about the batteries used in electric cars and renewable energy systems. Mining for lithium, a key component in batteries, has been linked to severe water pollution in countries like Chile and Bolivia. So, what can you do to make sure your switch to green tech is truly sustainable? First, prioritize energy efficiency in your home. Insulating your home, using LED lighting, and investing in energy-efficient appliances can reduce your energy consumption before you even turn to renewables. Also, try to extend the life of your current devices. The more you repair and reuse, the less demand there is for new products, reducing the overall environmental cost. Chapter 3: Digital Detox. A minimalist approach to technology. Use ever feel like your tech is controlling you? From endless scrolling to constant notifications, it's easy to lose track of time and waste energy in the process. This is where digital minimalism comes in. The idea is simple: use technology intentionally, not mindlessly. Here's a startling fact: the average person spends nearly 7 hours a day online. Not only does this affect our mental well-being, but all that screen time comes with a heavy energy cost. Every notification, every app update, every click, it all contributes to the demand for data and energy use. So, how can you detox without giving up on the digital world entirely? Start by cutting back on the number of devices you rely on. Do you really need a tablet, a phone, and a laptop all powered up at the same time? Reduce the number of apps you use daily, too. Each app running in the background uses processing power, which in turn consumes more energy. Another effective strategy is to schedule tech-free hours in your day. Even unplugging for just 1 hour each day can make a difference. Try turning off Wi-Fi or switching your devices to airplane mode. As you cut back, you'll notice not just the environmental benefits, but also an improvement in your focus and mental clarity. Finally, adopt a mindful approach to buying new gadgets. We live in a world where every new model promises to be better and faster. But ask yourself, do I really need that new smartphone, or can my current one last a little longer? Stretching the life of your devices by just 1 year can reduce the environmental impact by 29%, according to a study by Greenpeace. If you're finding this information helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more insights on sustainable living and the environmental impact of technology. Chapter 4: The Invisible Cost of Data. Understanding cloud pollution. We all love the convenience of the cloud. Storing files, photos, and videos online makes life easier, right? But behind the scenes, cloud storage has a surprisingly large carbon footprint. Every piece of data you store in the cloud isn't floating in thin air, it's housed in massive data centers that require huge amounts of electricity to run. These centers are constantly cooled to prevent overheating, and this process uses up a lot of energy. In fact, data centers now consume 2% of the world's electricity, the same amount as the entire aviation industry. According to Greenpeace, if the cloud were a country, it would rank 6th in the world for electricity consumption. That's a staggering statistic, considering most people think of the cloud as clean technology. So, how can you minimize your cloud pollution? Start by reducing the amount of data you store online. Delete unnecessary files, unused apps, and duplicate photos. Another effective tip is to compress your files. By compressing images or videos, you use less storage space, which reduces the demand for energy. Additionally, choose cloud services that prioritize green energy. Companies like Google and Apple have committed to using renewable energy for their data centers, while others lag behind. Lastly, think about offloading data storage to external drives. Yes, physical drives also consume energy, but they don't require the constant cooling and processing that cloud storage does. Being mindful of your data habits can have a big impact over time. Chapter 5: E-Waste Avengers. How to extend the life of your gadgets. Electronic waste, or e-waste, is one of the fastest growing types of waste in the world. According to the Global E-Waste Monitor, in 2021, the world generated 53.6 million metric tons of e-waste. That's like throwing away 1,000 laptops every second. Unfortunately, only 17.4% of that waste gets recycled properly. The rest ends up in landfills, where harmful chemicals like mercury and lead can leak into the soil and water. But here's the good news: there are ways to fight back. One of the simplest strategies is to repair rather than replace. Many people upgrade their devices as soon as they start to slow down or when a new model is released. But repairing your gadgets can save you money and significantly reduce e-waste. Look into local repair shops, or try doing simple repairs yourself, like changing a phone battery or fixing a cracked screen. Another key strategy is upcycling. If your device can't be repaired, consider repurposing it. For example, an old tablet can be turned into a digital photo frame or a home automation controller. It's all about finding creative ways to give your electronics a second life. Finally, when it's time to say goodbye to a gadget, recycle it properly. Many manufacturers, like Apple and Dell, offer take-back programs where they recycle old electronics for you. Be sure to wipe your data before sending off any device, and choose reputable recycling centers. By extending the life of your gadgets and disposing of them responsibly, you can make a big dent in the growing e-waste problem. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about how you can make a difference in your tech usage, be sure to subscribe for more tips and insights into sustainable living.